afternoon, everybody. About to do a little bit more of this story for about an hour or so. Because I gotta get ready to cook in a little bit. Can't remember her name. I think it was a her, but on YouTube said they wanted me to continue playing this, so I appreciate you for that because it gave me the motivation to do it even though I've been busy. So let's get this cracking. Thank you. I got my strawberry cake with me. It doesn't take long for the looming office tower to enter my field of vision. 32 stories of office space all crammed into one sleek, slim tower. The name Temujin stamped across the structure in gigantic block letters. If you're looking for this building in Shinjuku, you can't possibly miss it. Temujin carries the title of Japan's third biggest banking corporation. The gigantic company with other branches in Kyoto, Osaka, Sapporo, Fukuoka, hope I said that right, and a dozen smaller cities I don't even remember. I've worked here for close to 3 months now. Not a long time in the grand scheme of things. That said, I'm only a temp, and all I do is data entry. I work on the 14th floor along with 60 other junior employees, including Gal Girl, Tomoe Watanabe. I don't speak to many of my co-workers. That's the way I like it. I don't blame you. Be a lot of bull crap when you start talking to other people. 1 second. When I reach the building, I enter through the giant double sliding doors and find myself in the familiar lobby. Comfortable couches line the walls, circling a reception desk. 4 large elevators are tucked away in a nook behind the reception desk. That is a nice little, lobby, I'm not gonna lie. They got it clean. It's already busy this morning, though to be fair, this place is packed all the time. As it should be. I avoid the crowds of sharply dressed business people feeling a little out of place in my semi-formal shirt and skirt. Ducking into a newly opened elevator, I tap my employee ID card to a backlit panel and press the button for my floor. The door closed and the elevator begins its smooth ascent. I'm surprised to find that I'm the only one traveling up. I reach my floor and listen to the soothing chime as the doors open, revealing the open layout office before me. The static drone of workspace noise fills my ears. Conversation, ringing phones, fingers tapping against keyboards, photocopiers. Even the steady, low hum of the air conditioner contributes to the overall din. I make my way to my desk, stationed in the middle of the floor and surrounded by a dozen other identical desks. As I walk, somebody taps me on the shoulder gently.
Good morning, Kurosawa.
Shinya Fujikawa, my senior, though he's really only a couple of months older than me. He's worked here for a whole year after taking an internship straight out of senior high school. He's not an intern anymore, though I'm not quite sure of his job title.
Morning, Fujikawa.
I ain't gonna lie, I like that look. They killed it with that artwork.
How was your commute this morning?
Fine, same as usual.
That's good to hear. Did you read any of your novels?
He's referring to the horror books I like to read. I could tell from his tone that he doesn't exactly approve of the subject matter. Wow, because it's horror? It's wild. I appreciate you, Robert Nightwood, for the alert. I've known Shinya since junior high school. We go way back, but I wouldn't exactly call us friends. However, he is the one that landed me this job, even though it's just a temporary contract. I've always had the feeling that he's a bit sweet on me. I don't blame him. I could be way off the mark though. Nah, I don't think you
I
are.
couldn't get a seat on the train today. Too hard to read while standing.
Ah, that's a shame. You, still haven't accepted my, friend request, did you know?
He definitely thirsting for her. I had to fight the urge to roll my eyes. He's a nice guy, but we're connected on Noise once before and I had to delete him. Damn, what'd he do? He's super obsessed with his father's detective work and all he ever posts about is his assumptions and theories on petty crime cases. Normally I find anyone on my friend list fascinating, but here's the thing. He never posts about his personal life. All he writes are long-winded rants on boring cases. I forgot. She turned on by other people's drama, personal lives, posts, etc. I remember when she was on the train, she was getting turned on about the climax like a mug. I mean, it's a weird obsession and fetish, but hey, to each his own, you know? It's far beyond the amount of dullness even I can stand. I fish my phone out of my handbag and pretend that I'm looking at Noise.
Oh, how about that? Looks like I don't have any incoming friend requests.
I quickly dip my phone back into my bag.
How peculiar. Well, I'll try and nudge again later.
Bro should have already been gotten a hint though, like, come on now.
Sure, no problem.
Well, anyway, I better get to it. Work hard today, okay?
You got it.
Kenya offers a formal bow and goes on his way. And before I could take a step toward my desk, a mocking voice whispers in my ear.
How long are you gonna lead on sweet
damn.
little Shinya?
I shiver and find Tomoe Watanabe lurking right behind me, buzzing around my neck like an irritating mosquito.
That poor boy really has the hots for ya. When are you gonna tell him you're a cold-hearted psycho?
Listen, I'm not leading him on, and I'm no psycho.
Sounds like something a real psycho type would say, don't you reckon?
Of course, this is none other than Gal Girl, Tomoe, the very same brain-dead moron who posted this morning about wanting to try Corpse Girl's website. She's the kind of person that likes to stir up trouble and instigate conflict. She's had her vacant eyes on me since the day I first stepped foot in the office. Or is she gay or something? She just, I don't know. She loves to torment me. Oh, okay, never mind, I get it. She loves to torment me any chance she gets. Maybe I rubbed her the wrong way somehow, though I'm not sure what I ever did to her. Even though she's a data entry temp like me, she's worked here just a little longer than I have. Unfortunately, that means I have to defer to her as my superior in this professional environment. She knows as much and likes to take advantage of the fact as often as possible.
It's funny, you know. You don't look like the type of skank to lead on a goody-goody like Shinya.
I told you, I'm not leading him on.
Well, if you're not interested, maybe I'll take him out this weekend and tongue him at the cinema.
Hey, little top pot.
Gross. Do what you want, but I doubt he's into someone with your, looks.
Oh yeah? What would you know? You think he likes your flat chest, little Miss Gothic Lolita?
I know I should shrug off comments such as this, and normally I would, but backing down from Tomoe isn't something I can do easily.
I'll give you a tip. Guys like Shinya are smart, clever. If you want to impress him, don't let him know your head is as full of air as your inflatable breasts.
Okay then. Catfight. Ow. A flash of charisma lights up on Tomoe's face and she looks ready to lash out at me. Group of co-workers, juniors like us, look over to us in concern. Tomoe takes a step back from me, but not before signaling a rude gesture with her fingers. Obviously.
We ain't done here, Noriko. Watch your back.
Yeah, she got it out for her. I don't know what the hell she did, but hey, it be like that sometimes.
I'm trembling.
Tomoe walks away and I breathe a sigh of relief. If it wasn't for having to deal with her, I wouldn't dread coming to work every day. Sometimes you gotta put people in their place. Anyway, I wonder when she is planning to test the Corpse Girls website. Will she try it on me since we just fought? I'm not really sure if I should be excited or scared. Either way, it would definitely be fun to find out what happens if she does try the website. I finally reached my desk and take note of the time. I was supposed to start working 5 minutes ago, so I quickly logged into my computer and checked today's task list. It's all standard stuff today. I need to transfer a few tables of numbers from a spreadsheet into our company's online database. I cannot do work like that. When I'm done, I have to run it by a few other people and then commit the changes to the server. The work is dull and repetitive, but my salary isn't bad. On the plus side, I get to wear headphones and listen to music while I work. That helps. I dip into my handbag and retrieve my headphones, my phone, a can of milk coffee, and a handful of breath mints. I lay them all out on my desk neatly. I slip my headphones on, plug them into my phone, hit the play on my work playlist. Loud, symphonic, metal lovingly thrashes my ears as I crack open the can of coffee and take a long sip.
Okay, let's get started.
Sound a little chirpy now, Theory. Pretty decent for a room. I like that table, it's pretty dope. I returned to my home, quiet, cramped apartment after work. The place is eerily silent, a stark contrast to the bustling office where I spend my days. Throwing my handbag onto the tiny coffee table, I pick up my laptop and sit on the couch. I lie back and get comfortable, letting the laptop rest on my stomach as it boosts up. The welcome screen loads up, so I click a couple of times, open my web browser, and then head to a very specific website saved in my favorites. Corpse Girls website. Of course. That shit spread like wildfire, didn't it? A cute dancing zombie girl is animated at the top of the page, a particular irregularity that always makes me giggle. Excuse me, I ain't the best reader out here, okay? I noticed that the page view counter at the bottom of the site is nearly the same as it was yesterday. There have been maybe 4 or 5 new visitors. I heave a sigh. Maybe the website isn't quite that well known after all. That begs the question, how did Tamori discover it? How did you discover it? Well, never mind. I think they already said though. I'm just talking shit. Well, never mind that. My eyes scan the website's content. Request a debt. Big bold letters headline the site. The intention couldn't be clearer. Further information on the site is sparse. Brief instructions tell the user to fill in a victim's phone number and upload a photo. Aside from that, there's not much else to mention. It doesn't even ask for a name. After scanning the site, I move my mouse to the browser's address bar and click. I type a / after the website's address and then add the word admin. I hit the enter key. A login page presents itself with empty username and password fields awaiting to be filled in. My fingers tap dance around the keyboard, and within moments I'm presented with a brand new page. A blinky slab of text greets me. One new request. A crooked smile cracks my stony expression. Finally, somebody has requested a debt. Somebody has asked me, Corpse Girl, to kill a victim. Oh, it's her? Ain't no way she Corpse Girl. This is where things get exciting. I giggle and feel my cheeks flush red. This is the first request I had for about a week. I've been logging in every evening, fingers crossed that somebody has selected a new victim for me. Today, my wish has come true. I can't help but feel emotional at a time like this. My lower lip trembles and I feel tears swelling up. I dab the corners of my eyes gently to avoid smudging my makeup. I don't think it would matter, you're at home. As I hover my mouse cursor over the view request button, a familiar and pleasant tingly sensation surges my chest, my stomach, my thighs. I shiver with anticipation, my hot steamy breath beginning to fog up the laptop screen. Yes, here, free. I click the button. request details. Today, 2:47 p.m. local time. Victim's phone. Obviously, they're not gonna show it. Downloading image attachment. The victim's photo automatically loads on my screen. Hold the fuck. 1 second. We're gonna save this right here. I need to see something. I'm not. No. Okay, yeah, save. Oh, it is her. Her right here. Okay. Maybe she really is the owner of it. Let's get it cracking then. Caught me off guard. The victim's photo automatically loads on my screen. The person in front of me is a total stranger, but that's okay. It doesn't change the tag set out before me. A woman, rather plain, in her early 30s. She's well dressed with minimal makeup, and she's not really putting her personality on display. It's a nice photo. Better quality than some of the images I've received in the past. In fact, the photo looks like a corporate ID picture. I wonder if it was downloaded from a company's database or website. Well, the source of the photo doesn't matter. The simple fact of the matter is that somebody has made a request for this person to die. It falls to me to fulfill that request, and as Corpse Girl, I take requests very, very seriously. I had the victim's photo, and I have her phone number. All I need now is to select a way for her to meet her untimely demise. I've previously thought about including an extra field on my website, an option for the user to choose the way they want their victim to die. After all, it will reduce the amount of strain on my creativity, and the method was decided for me. If the method was decided for me. But after careful consideration, I decided against it. Some people are sick, twisted. The cause of death could be far beyond my means and impossible to achieve. Your website is sick and twisted. You getting off to just watching people scrolling people's lives on social media. So, yeah, you shouldn't be saying that. Therefore, allowing a user to define the cause of death just isn't feasible. Instead, I stick to my current modus operandi. Everything depends on the quality of the victim's photo. If it's detailed and the victim's features are easily distinguishable, then I can be rather creative with the cause of death. Perhaps the victim's face suffers grotesque burns, or she has an iron stake thrust through her skull. However, if the victim's photo is low quality and doesn't provide enough detail to identify the subject, I have to resort to the default case of death. A terrible, unlucky fall from a great height. Maybe she slips, or maybe someone stumbles into her and sends her tumbling over a rail. The end result would be the same, a swift, crushing death from on high. The victim would end up face down on the concrete, completely unrecognizable, save for her clothes and accessories. Not my favorite cause of death, but in some cases it is necessary. Regardless, it is still a valid way to fulfill the request. For now, it's time to get started. I can barely contain my excitement. I scram against the couch, crossing and uncrossing my legs in a vain attempt to dissipate the heat riding through my body. Taking a deep breath, I try to calm my nerves and get to work. The victim will receive a photo of her own corpse, time-stamped with the date of her death. It's Corpse Girl's signature move, my calling card, if you will. Seeing an image of one's own disfigured corpse is sure to strike fear into one's heart, and that's precisely the reason I take this step, to make the victim panic and act rashly. First things first, I save the victim photo to my laptop's hard drive. Stored in a folder discreetly named System Files, hidden away in a root directory of my operating system, a password encrypted directory, of course. Next, I open up my favorite image editing software and load the photo. Looking carefully at the detail in the picture, I can see that this will be a work of art. I can really go to town with this request. I minimize the software, open my web browser, and access a particular website. The database of the deceased, the DD, as it's known on the dark web, my secret weapon, the ultimate resource for my work. View mobile site, high resolution photograph, purchase, tag, photographs of original request. This website does not store any image files, last 24 hours. The DD is a collection of countless high-resolution photographs of dead bodies, murder victims, crime scenes, suicides. If somebody has died in one way or another, chances are good that some perverted individual has captured the moment in all its gory glory. Such valuable images are essential to my work. Using these photos as a base, I can edit my victims' details into the picture. My process is simple. I start by locating the perfect corpse photo. I search the database. In less than 2 minutes, I discover a distinguishably detailed photo of a woman with her entrails spilled from her stomach. Her face is blue, having suffocated before having a chance to bleed to death. He's about the same age as my victim. He's of a similar height and build. Finding a photo that specifically suits my victim's features is easy thanks to the DD's excellent catalog of tags and filters. I simply search for the keywords that match my victim's description and find a corpse that fits. Using this photo as a starting point, I digitally edited my victim's face onto the body. Not some quick job that even a child can do. It's a painstakingly crafted work of art that will fool even the keenest eye. Hour passes, then 2, then 3. Before I know it, midnight comes and has come and gone. But the work is nearing completion. All that remains is to add the final touches. I like to add specific, distinguishable details in an image, a personal item or accessory, clothes, makeup, you name it, I can edit it in. With personal details added, I adjust the lighting and color palette just slightly enough to make the photo truly unique. If the victim decides to reverse image search the photo and discovers that it's a forgery, all my work will be for naught. And with that, the masterpiece is complete, a grisly, gruesome, graciously gory fit for the soon-to-be departed. The victim will receive this photo of a corpse that is, for all intent and purposes, a perfect replica of her own physical form. She will open the image on her phone, and then the life she once knew will crumble to pieces. My lips curl into a satisfied smirk. During my hours of work, my breathing eventually steadied, my excited nerves settled into a zen-like calm. But seeing the finished art piece now, I began to feel my heart pounding once more. The macabre vision before me is exhilarating. Adrenaline and dopamine surges throughout my body, giving me a sudden head rush of bliss. To say that I am attracted to the sight of blood and guts would be misleading. No, I'm not into all that. The excitement stems from the thought of taking control of somebody else's life, dictating their future, controlling their fate. For with the creation of this image, I have taken the victim's life into my own hands like a puppet master pulling the strings of a marionette. By forging this convincing creation, I will compel the victim to take her own life. That's right, my own hands need not become stained. Hands of corpse girl have never been dirty with the blood of a victim. This is the true nature of my work. Carefully crafting corpse photos in such a way to convince the victim that their fate is already sealed, that no matter what they do, they cannot escape the death that awaits them. And the date stamped on the photo is the icing on the cake, the ultimate driving force behind the victims choosing to end their own life. A date so near in the future, a time that has not yet occurred, a fiber of uncertainty carefully interwoven into the image that causes the victim to pause and consider the possibilities. Is this the photo from the future? Is this truly my fate? How can I outrun a future that has been pre-decided? These are the thoughts that run through a victim's mind. Despair and dread flood the senses. Overwhelming anxiety gives away to calm acceptance. Well, that's wild, because if you send me a picture and it's time stated and show my body, I'm gonna be like, man, fuck out of here. You have to come and actually do that to me before that to even happen, because I ain't taking my own life, so that shit would just fail when it comes to me. This is my dead body. This is how I died. Why should I fight it? And when the victim's last vestige of resistance gently breaks like a silk spider web being torn by a cool breeze, they finally give in. They invite their in. This is the way it will go down for this woman, this complete and total stranger. Unconfident, certain, convinced. It was a sudden spark of inspiration that guided me to begin fabricating corpse photos about a year ago. I can never quite recall exactly what it was that spawned the idea. Sometimes I get close to remembering, but then a recollection dances at the edge of my mind and slips back into the darkness. Regardless, I ventured down a dark and dangerous path. I built Corpse Girl's website and invited strangers to request the deaths of people they knew. It was a sales tactic, simply a way to encourage users to submit images. I had no intention or means of ending their lives. Little did I know of the true power I wielded. I only intended to create corpse photos and send them to people for fun. I wanted to startle and scare some unsuspecting fools. It would be a lie to claim that I didn't get off on it. The thought of people shrieking in fear at the sight of their own corpse was more than delicious. It sated my budding lust. It filled a dark hole in the depths of my soul and gave me purpose. Never in a million years did I dream that one of my corpse photos would result in the death of another human being. I'll never forget her name, Ruri Hatano. 20-something, slim, gorgeous, eyes that took my breath away the moment I gazed upon her portrait. She was the first person to make me feel bad about crafting hoax photos, the only person to make me feel bad about it. But I did it anyway. Corpse Girl never rejects a request. It's my conviction. I forced a beautiful rendition of her death, thanks to some rather macabre source photos obtained via the database of the deceased. I strung Ruri's corpse up in a field like a ghoulish scarecrow. The photo was incredible. It was my fifth or sixth time a user of Corpse Girl's website requested a death. Ruri Hatano died just hours after receiving the photo. I don't know why. I don't know if she killed herself or if someone murdered her. But I know one thing. Ruri Hatano's body, her real body, was found in a field hanging like a scarecrow surrounded by crows. That's sad. Her eyes had been gouged out out of her skull, and her stiff fingers clutched her phone tightly. According to the news report, her phone displayed a familiar image, the very image I created of her corpse. When I first learned of Ruri's death, I was overcome with varying emotions. I felt sick, elated, disgusted, overjoyed, depressed, aroused. Had I somehow caused her death? Was Corpse Girl responsible for taking a life? Even though my hands weren't stained with blood, I still felt responsible. A lurid truth descended upon me at that moment. Corpse Girl held the power to end lives, and the more I dwelled on the fact, the more obvious it became to me. I began to feel that power pulsing through my veins, thrumming in my blood as my heart pumped and pounded within my chest. I can't explain how the power works, and I don't know why I have it, but somehow the Corpse Girl photos I create can compel a victim to end their life, or compel someone else to end it for them. Ruri died in a way that I envisioned. Her dead body matched the fake corpse photo I painstakingly crafted, and I didn't even have to leave the safety and comfort of my apartment to ensure her death. Corpse Girl's power is real, extraordinary, and I vow to exercise that power as frequently as possible. Ruri Hatano died last year. Since then, I've been chasing that rush, that thrill that comes with snuffing out a soul. It wasn't hard to grow the popularity of Corpse Girl's website after that incident. Particularly dark corners of the internet gobbled up the news with enthusiasm, and the site saw an influx of new visitors. And on a few occasions, I often overheard people in the real world worshiping about the mysterious website that lets you request a death. I've crafted corpse photos for dozens of requests. Each photo is more convincing and realistic than the last, thanks to my ever-evolving skills. But none of my recent attempts have been successful. Not a single person has dropped dead since Ruri Hatano. I'm beginning to wonder if Corpse Girl's power has fizzled out, or perhaps I never had any powers to begin with. Maybe Ruri's death was simply a fluke, a moored coincidence. I spent countless hours doubting myself, doubting Corpse Girl. I've tried so hard to replicate that one success. Every time I receive a request, I do the same thing as I did in Ruri Hatano's case. I edit the photo of the victim, I create a convincing corpse photo, I timestamp it with the time of death, I send the photo to the victim, and then I leave the rest up to fate. But nothing ever comes of it. I'm not so delusional to think that in normal circumstances, a simple photo would be enough to convince someone to kill themselves. And even if that photo fell into someone else's hands, it wouldn't inspire them to go out and kill the victim. Of course not. However, these are no ordinary circumstances. I've activated a power beyond the ken of mortal man. I caused Rory Hatano to die by her own hand or by the hand of another. I need to find a way to manifest my power once more to prove that I, Corpse Girl, have the power of death and destruction at my fingertips. Once a new victim perishes, I know it will pave the way to more and more deaths. My website will gain popularity and become more than just an urban myth. People will live their lives in fear, forever wondering if Corpse Girl is lurking behind the next text message they receive. Yes, I can see the future I crave so clearly in mind. I'm close to achieving my goal. I know I am. And when my dreams come true, I can finally The incessant chirping of birds gently kindles the embers of my consciousness. My heavy eyelids open to find my body contorted before me, legs spread, laid across the couch in the most uncomfortable position I can imagine. I groan and twist my torso, letting my spine pop and crack until the aches in my body drift away. I need to stop falling asleep on the couch. I'm still young, but I can't handle a night away from my comfortable bed. My eyes fall upon my open laptop lying on its side on the floor. The screen is blank, the battery is drained. I briefly panic, hoping against hope that I saved my work before falling asleep. I stumble to my feet and pick up the laptop, then charge toward the power outlet. I plug in and boot up, revitalizing the mechanical beast and feeling a wave of relief as the whirring of the internal fans signify the breath of life. The screen flickers and behaves, my eyes in harsh light. My eyes squint against my will and I make out the image before me. The mutilated corpse of my latest victim, perfection in picture form. The timestamp on the lower corner reads May 27th, 11:07 a.m., tomorrow's date. The photo was ready to be sent out. If I send it out now, the victim will receive it immediately, notice the date, and realize that her death is imminent. It's time to set the wheel of demise in motion. Leaving my laptop at the outlet, I quickly dart into the kitchen. Well, to call it a kitchen is misleading. It's simply a tiled area connected to my living space with a small refrigerator, microwave oven, and a single hot plate. A small stack of drawers is nestled next to the fridge, and I pull open a second drawer from the top. Plugging my hand inside is always an odd sensation. My fingers get buried underneath a dozen deep plastic flip phones. I grasp one of the phones between my thumb, forefinger, and remove it from the drawer. It's a scratched up pink model from 2010 or so, a relic from a time not all that long ago, but that may as well be forgotten. I flip the screen up and turn the device on, relieved to see this artifact still holds power. To be fair, I charged up all these phones just a few weeks ago, but the fact they retain a charge after being inactive for so long is a testament to their engineering. In any SAIDI line of work, these kind of phones are referred to as burners, cheap disposable devices that are discarded as soon as their purpose is fulfilled. I acquired them by rather unsavory means, but that's neither here nor there. I use these phones to send out the photos I make. By doing this, I avoid using my personal phone and thus prevent anything from being traced back to me. When a photo has been sent, I keep the burner phone for 24 hours just in case the victim sends a reply. I know I get a good laugh out of that. Of course, I don't keep the phone on my person. I store it in the old shed out in the back of my apartment building. When 24 hours have passed, I remove the phone SIM card, snap it in half, and discard it with the bustable trash. The phone itself gets smashed and trashed into the dumpster outside a convenience store. I also delete the photos off my hard drive and clear my internet history. Obviously, I don't even use my own internet connection at home. I leech off my gullible neighbor's Wi-Fi. He's under the impression I can afford my own internet connection. Whether or not I convince him of such is irrelevant, so he's happy to share his connection with me. If the police ever try to check my actions, they'll only be led straight to my neighbor, Grimy. I've gone to great lengths to ensure my actions are untraceable. This has all been in anticipation of my inevitable success. Looking down at the pink phone in my hand, I clear my mind and focus on the task before me. The photo was transferred easily from my laptop to the burner phone. Once complete, I open the text messaging app and enter the victim's phone number. I leave the message field blank, but I attach the photo of the course. I'll test the photo, of course. The victim will receive an empty text message from an unknown number with only an image attached. Message is just about ready to send, but there's one more flourish I'd like to add. I open a particular app I previously downloaded to every burner phone. It's simply called Number Mask, and it's one of the most ingenious apps I ever used. The app asks for the number I want to use. I punch in my memorized trademark. Now, when I send a text message, the receiver will see these numbers appear on the caller ID. Not only does it match the burner's real phone number, but it's an extra calling card to help boost my infamy. I smirk, my thumb hovering over the send message button. This is it. This is going to be my long-awaited victory. Second victim to end up dead. I just know it. This is the stepping stone to my success. The second of many bodies that will pave the way to my glory. I send the message. I arrive at work on time just as usual. My handbag is heavy with the weight of several cans of coffee, hopefully enough to help me power through the day after having such a late night. Turn off. I can't help but yawn loudly as I wait for the elevator in the lobby. Just before the elevator doors open, my phone starts to ring. I step aside and answer the call.
Hey. Hi, Noriko. Good morning. Did I call at a bad time?
Hey, Oi. That's the girl who told the other one about the website. That's how she knew about it.
Not at all. I'm just about to go into the office. Oh, should I call back later? It's no problem. Don't stress. Okay, sorry.
The nervous, apologetic girl on the other end of the call is Aoi Sato, an old school friend from back in the day. Though we never really had any common interests, we used to be inseparable at school. She was shy, I was introverted. It was a combination that worked in our favor, even if our conversations were a little on the boring side. Say that we're no longer shy and introverted wouldn't be entirely true. Aoi has gotten better. She's definitely more outgoing, but she still suffers from a great deal of social anxiety. As for me, I'm still pretty introverted. My tolerance for being around other people has improved a bit, but I do prefer solitude. Visiting places I've never been before puts me on edge. Call Aoi my best friend would be accurate. She's my closest confidant. Even so, she knows nothing about my part masquerading as corpse girl. No one does, and I plan to keep it that way.
So, Aoi, what did you want to talk about? Oh, well, you see, that guy at work is still bothering me, and I wanted to see if you had any more advice for him. Ah, jeez. The older guy that always hits on you? Yeah. What a creep. You're 19, for God's sake. He must be, what, 50? I think he's 52. You know his actual age? Well, whatever. If he's still bothering you, you have to take a stand. He's not your coworker, right? Just a regular customer? That's right. Then tell your manager. Have him banned from the venue. I can't talk to the manager. I don't want to cause trouble for the company. Jeez, girl. Sometimes you need to stand on your own 2 feet. I know. Well, if talking to the manager is out of the question, then you need to be firm with the creep. Tell him you won't stand for being groped anymore. His behavior is simply unacceptable, and if he won't change, you won't serve him anymore.
He's scary, Noriko. I don't know if I can confront him like that. He's always drunk. Even before he comes into the place, I try not to serve him too much, but...
Are you sure you can't quit that stupid job? Working at a maid cafe really doesn't suit you at all. I thought you wanted a government position.
I do. I want to work in a cozy office, kind of like you, but you know I don't have any qualifications.
Why don't I see if there's anything open here? Maybe Shinya can help out. He got me this job, remember?
Shinya, maybe. He was always a nice guy, right?
He's super nice. Stick in the mud, but a nice one.
Noriko, don't be mean.
Yeah. You want me to ask?
Yes, please. If it's no trouble.
It's no trouble. I'll talk to Shinya. Then maybe you can quit that crappy job and come work with me.
Oh, that really does sound wonderful. Thank you, Noriko. I'd be so lost without you.
Don't be silly. You're amazing, Aoi. Leave this to me.
Thank you.
I end the call and heave a sigh. Having to go and ask Shinya about a job actually is a pain in the ass. But I never admitted to that, Aoi. But I never admit that to Aoi. I don't know how to say her name right. I want to help the poor girl, I really do. I do nearly anything for her. The elevator arrives up the lobby and I step inside as soon as the doors open.
Good morning, Kurosawa.
Ah, Fujikawa. Good morning.
He texts me by surprise as I exit the elevator. Has he been waiting for me here?
I wanted to catch you before we sit down to work. I sent you another friend request. Can you make sure you got it this time?
Oh, yeah, okay.
What am I supposed to do when he puts me on the spot like this? I try not to groan as I get my phone out and open up the bag and open up noise. It's impossible to hide my screen from Shinya's piercing gaze.
Well, what do you know? I have a new friend request.
Oh, great. It worked this time. Go ahead and accept it, please.
Yeah, sure thing.
I hesitantly accept the request. A little fireworks animation pops up on the screen with a celebratory message about making a new friend.
Yay! Looks like we're officially friends now. So, can I call you Noriko from now on?
I never care much for formalities. I try to adhere to them in the workplace, but honestly, I don't care if people call me by my first name or last name, regardless of whether they're friends or not.
That's fine. You can call me Noriko.
His eyes light up. That seems to have made the boy happy.
Thank you. Oh, you can call me Shinya, of course.
Shinya. Hey, we've known each other since junior high, right? Shouldn't we have been on a first-name basis anyway?
Yes, that's true, but we're in the office now, you know? It wouldn't do if you started working here and called me Shinya right away.
I suppose.
Anyway, I'm really glad we're proper friends now, Noriko. Maybe we can get a coffee sometime.
Be persistent. I can't help but feel he's trying to push his luck as far as it will go. Any suspicions I had about him having a crush on me are now confirmed. Should have known it from the get-go. I brush a stray lock of hair out of my face and smile as sweetly as I can while I change the subject.
Hey, actually, I wanted to ask you something. Are there any more temp jobs available here right now?
My bad, I'm eating my cake while I'm doing it.
Temp jobs, huh? Are you looking to pick up extra hours?
No, not exactly. I'm asking for a friend who needs a new job.
A friend of Noriko's. Well, let's see. We pretty much always have data entry roles up for grabs. Unless your friend wants something more interesting? Do they have any particular qualifications?
Not really. Data entry is more than fine. Actually, you already know who I'm talking about. Remember Aoi Sato?
Aoi.
Aoi Sato. Yes, I think I do remember her. That really shy girl from our school days, correct?
That's her, yeah.
Wow, I never knew you were still in touch with school friends, Noriko.
Aoi's probably the only one. We're fairly close.
Is that so? As for me, I don't really have any friends from back then.
His heartbreaking confession doesn't surprise me too much. He doesn't strike me as the type of person to have many friends at all. Sure, I'm the same, but...
Oh, but what am I saying? We're friends now. So I guess I do keep in touch with school friends.
Yeah, I guess so.
Hey, I'll ask my superior if we can get Sato an interview. Is that okay?
I'd really appreciate that. Thank you, Shinya.
No problem. Leave it to me.
He gives me an awkward salute before skipping away. Our little exchange has obviously made him pretty happy. For some reason, something that Tamori Watanabe said yesterday pops into my head. He mentioned that I'm leading Shinya on, but that's not true, is it? I shake the thought out of my head. I'm just being nice to him. That's not wrong, is it? No, it's not, but you gotta make it clear if you know they want to fuck around with you. I can let them know it's a no-go. Be cool, but that's it. I take a seat at my desk and perform my morning ritual. From my handbag, I retrieve my headphones, coffee, and breath mints. Computer on, music playing, coffee open. My fingers tap rhythmically against the keyboard, and I slip into the usual work trance. Alright, well, this is where we're gonna stop it because I have to go and whip up something to eat.
Connected with Shinya on noise now, huh?
We're gonna save it here. And then we're gonna go title screen. Well, I appreciate anybody who watched this. Yeah, I'm about to head up out of here. Maybe we'll get another run of it in sometime soon, hopefully, if anybody care to watch it. If you do, let me know. If not, then I won't make it a priority, or I'll just finish it off stream and then stream something else. But I'll let y'all later. I might stream a little bit later today because I gotta finish grinding on First Descendant and stuff, so I might put that up. Till then, later, deuces, I'm out.